Welcome to like the third try of me trying to do this commentary because the fucking voice recorder software isn't working properly. Anyway, this is Oxenfree. If you don't know what it is, good, because that means you can go and play it now and you won't have to be spoiled by this video. It is, I'll give a quick explanation. It is like a very vain, Life is Strange vain kind of game. I mean that in the sense of there is obviously a lot of dialogue. It's all about uncovering a story, walking through it. A lot of dialogue, very kind of like Life is Strange. If you like that kind of game, brilliant, because you'll love this. Go play it now before I start talking about it. Obviously, if you want to stay, don't go play it. But if you do, I'm gonna basically segment this into two parts. I'm gonna do one where it's just sort of gawking over the game in a very non-spoilery way, so I won't spoil it up to the first half. And then the second half of the video will be spoilers. Like, I'll talk about certain particular points in the video, well, in the game, that I thought, just general thoughts on different parts. So I'll say when each of these are going to happen, but for now we're doing the non-spoilery bit. So ideally, hopefully, you'll get halfway through, get to the spoilers, and go and play it, because you definitely should. Anyway, I think the first thing to talk about, easily, is the art style. Oh, God, I really like it. I think the different colour palette for people is brilliant, because I love the fact that each one of them is unique by their hair colours, for example. Like, Alex has blue, Clarissa's got browny, reddy hair. It's brilliant. I like, and the palette of like the whole world and the way everything looks is brilliant. I love the way that they did the art style. Not only just the colours, just the way it looks in general. It really suits it very well. It's not really a lot more to say other than it's great. I really liked it personally. It's something I've never seen before, so for me it was great. And definitely for a game that is very dialogue heavy, the talking is brilliant. The dialogue is absolutely amazing. I really liked the specific mechanic that you can interrupt anyone at any time throughout any of the dialogue, which is absolutely brilliant. You literally, like, for example, if you saw something and wanted to talk about it and someone else is speaking currently, you go up to that thing, click on it, and you'll just start a whole new dialogue up. You'll basically interrupt the other people, start talking about this one thing, they'll talk about it, and then they'll recap and just sort of talk about what they were talking about before, which is amazing. So it isn't just like any other game where it's back and forth. Like, how are you? I'm okay. Yes, that's good. Yes, thank you. And then, like, you leave, and that's it. That is all the dialogue is. No, it's not. It's actually like people are talking. Oh, that's what I loved about it. It was just like people were actually conversing, not just like, I don't know, any other game where you sit there and go, yeah, click, okay, yeah, click, yep, okay, click, and then you just sort of speak back and forth. But and the other thing actually, which I was really happy with, because like some games do really commit like this cardinal sin of not representing properly in the boxes what they're actually going to say. Like, they word it completely differently, or they don't even say what's in the box. But for this game, they actually do represent it really well. There's a couple of games that have done it bad before, where you think you're going to click something nice, and it turns out your middle finger someone, headbutt them, and then walk out the door. And you're like, I didn't even want to click that. This box said I was going to give them a handshake, you know? But it actually seems to work incredibly well. They've got like three dialogue options. Generally, they've got, as most of them do, where they've got like a good, a bad, and then this one's got like a snarky, for example. So like you'd be like, just, yeah, a snarky comment or whatever, which is great, because I always just go for the snarky because it's fun. But I think the dialogue is good. There's a lot of it, which is good for a game like this. But sometimes it goes on for a little too long when walking between areas, which would be fine. But the problem is, once you get into the other side of the screen, the other area, should I say, get to the end of the screen, go to the other area, the dialogue that you are having stops and it doesn't continue. So basically, you do not get to know what the rest of the dialogue was, which is really unfortunate because like the whole point of this game is to listen to it, and if you don't know, then you kind of sort of ruin like a whole big chunk of what they could have been saying. So it would be quite good if like they made it a little bit shorter for certain parts, because you do often get to the end of the screen and sit there having to wait until you actually finish talking, and then you can finally move on, which can go a little bit annoying when you sat there twiddling your thumbs wondering when they're going to sort of stop. Not that the dialogue's bad, because the dialogue really was good and it kept me engaged, and it wasn't like I was bored of the dialogue. It's just I don't really want to sort of sit around doing nothing. But the good thing is it lets you click to go to the next area, so you can just sort of sit there and wait rather than immediately moving you off, which is really, really great. I really like that. But other than that, I think I'll shut up now, let you listen, and then I'll come back with some other bits and pieces. So yeah, hopefully that dialogue was quite a good representation of how sort of the rest of it plays out. For me, I found that it wasn't completely over-exaggerated. It was almost like, you know, real people talking and real people reactions, as opposed to a very scripted Hollywood fake kind of thingy, you know. Like their emotions come through well, but it's not like too much. It doesn't make you go, oh, for God's sake, shut up. Which is great. I really did like that, because I chose a lot of the snarky comments, which was great when you're talking to certain people, because it really bounces off, and you can sort of sit there like, yeah, fuck you, kind of thing, which is, I really like that. And because I chose a lot of those comments, I got a lot of great humour. I don't really know how well that works with, obviously, other dialogue choices, but I found it was really quite funny when I was playing the way I wanted to play. Some people like to be a bit more, you know, sort of helpful, happy, or some people like to be an arse. It completely depends on what you prefer, but you can obviously go with different different ways of speaking, which is what these games are for. Only a couple of problems. Well, I say problems, only small little things. Like, sometimes, even though I did say that conversations can take a little bit long to get to the end and you have to wait, sometimes it would be ideal to have a quicker move option. It can get kind of annoying because you have to wander around with no, like, you can, obviously you got the soundtrack, but you've got no dialogue, you've got nothing, you're wandering, just trying to get to this place so more dialogue will happen, which is a bit unfortunate because it can get a little bit slow when obviously nothing's happening, no one's talking. But it's not that problem. And moving quicker while climbing, because like when you climb, it's like and it's like, please hurry up. I'm trying to go somewhere. No one's saying anything. Can I at least go a little bit quicker? You know, that would be ideal for me anyway. But for the most part, it is usually covered by dialogue, so it's not really that much of a problem that often. Another thing was, there's like only one person allowed to climb a ladder at a time, which I found a bit annoying, because like you'd go all the way up, but then you'd have to wait for your like companion to follow you up, which can be a bit annoying. There was an instance where there was two people that I was that were following me. I climbed up, and then both of them climbed up together. So they were like phasing in and out of each other with each time they tried to grab, like on the different rungs of the ladder. And you're like, oh wow, that really took me out of it. That looks so stupid. So stuff like that. There's a couple of character glitches like that. Like I was stood against a wall at one point. There was like I was on like a cliff edge. One dropped down, and then there was like a vines that you could climb up. And the guy that was with me kept glitching out and climbing up the vines, climbing back down, climbing up the vines, climbing back down, climbing up the vines, while I'm still trying to go away and find my way around this sort of maze. He was just freaking out, and it just, it took me out of it, unfortunately. It did break immersion, and when you're playing games like this, ideally you would like to be as immersed as possible. But as I say, it wasn't that bad. I think stuff like that only happened twice, like I say, with the ladder. And then I think there was like 2 occasions where like the character was just not really understanding what to do. But hopefully, if you've got onto this, yeah, but hopefully that doesn't distract from the game, like for the way I'm sort of giving it out. If you haven't gone and bought it and you're listening up to this point, so I'm gonna move into spoilers now. So obviously, if you don't want to know, which I would suggest that you don't want to know, a couple of certain bits I'm going to talk about, then go play the game, come back, and then we'll spitball, we'll talk. We'll do it later, Just go play the fucking game before you start listening to the spoilers. Well, I'm just gonna sort of say a couple of bits about the characters. Not really that spoilerific, but it's something that I kind of wanted to leave out because you don't really know who those characters are. Okay, I guess you get to know them in like the first 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. You find them, but it's easier to go in not knowing that they're going to be there. But I thought Alex was great. Whoever voiced her was excellent, and I really like the character. I can't remember the stepbrother's name now. He was good. He obviously follows you a lot, so both of them ideally need to be good. They were really good. They worked very well together. They meshed quite well when they were speaking. Ren was good. He was really cool, actually. I do like... It was weird. It was like an almost complete mixture of... Alright, I'll do the American for dork. But it was almost like that, and then combined with kind of a hippie at the same time. And he was quite... I like the way he's quite sassy, we'll say. Which I always like characters like that anyway. But they were good. Clarissa was good. I like the way that you understand why she hates you by the end. That was really cool. I mean, like, it's strange that they just sort of... I kind of guess it. I was just thinking about it now, because obviously, like, she blames you for killing Michael, blah, 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 blah. What else? Oh, yeah, and obviously that weird woman with the hood. I can't remember her name now. She's the quiet one. She was alright. I mean, like, for what her character is, she was pretty good. But other than that, I didn't think there were any bad characters, actually. I think the main problem I might have had, like, while I really enjoyed it, I don't know, it's strange. I didn't feel like I got very into it because it was a bit quick. Maybe that was why. I find it hard to really care as much as I did, like in Life is Strange, for example. Where in like this one, there's still like quite a tragedy between obviously Alex and Michael and Clarissa. It was like, I suppose it was kind of like on the back burner, wasn't it? At the same time as like this incredible, spectacular, ghosty thing, apparition stuff is happening. I suppose because there was like too much going on at once. Maybe was probably the reason. You're more interested in the fact that people are getting possessed than the fact that there was like, oh, your brother died. I mean, I know both of them aren't great, but I suppose because one of them was a little bit more pronounced with the whole "you opened up the gates of hell" or whatever. It was a lot more focused on the ghosty bits than the actual problem with your brother. But I suppose it added like tension between you and Clarissa, for example, which was cool because it wasn't just loads of friends, happy. So at least there was like a little bit more world building to your character and to the people around you, as opposed to just they're there, they're your friends. But I find it kind of strange as well. I don't know if it wasn't just me not listening, or when you got back to the ferry at the end and just sort of turned up on the ferry and you were leaving, I thought that was a bit wank. I would have kind of preferred something to have happened from that point to the other point, rather than you just, oh, you're back. Oh, okay. Everyone's here. Yay. But, I don't know. I suppose it works well for what you have to deal with, what you have to play with. Because obviously everyone's being possessed and you've gone into the demon realm and all of that bollocks. And like, as for the end as well, it was like I left with everyone. Every single person was good. They turned out fine. I didn't give Clarissa over. I managed to keep them all safe. So I wonder if there is extra endings, because obviously I was given the option of giving up Clarissa. So it's possible that she doesn't come back. I don't know. I didn't play it again. I didn't go over it again. And then obviously I imagine that if you aren't, because the only reason I kind of figured that out was because of like the achievement I got from Steam. But I imagine that like the Where Are They Now segment probably changes if everyone hates you, if everyone doesn't like you by the end of it. I imagine that it changes completely differently, but I don't think like much is that much different. I mean, for the fact that what happens at the very, very end anyway, it doesn't even matter, which, oh, I don't know how I feel about that ending, actually. Like, it is very Groundhog Day, and I don't know if I liked it or not. I don't think I did, and then I kind of think it was alright, but I don't know. It's a cop-out, I think. Or is it a cop-out? Maybe not, because I suppose it's just like, I don't know, it's annoying to not have like any, what's the word? It's annoying to not have any closure, to know that whatever you just did, it don't matter, because, haha, you're back in time. I don't know. I kind of would have preferred it if it just left it off at the Where Are They Now segment and stopped there, but other than that, I don't really know how much to improve it. Like, obviously, a couple of the character glitches were a bit iffy. Other than that, I wouldn't say that there's anything really that bad about the game. It is a very good game for the amount you pay, which I think was a tenner. I'm just saying that off the top of my head. I really don't know because I can't remember. But it was about that, and it was worth the money for sure. So I don't know why you'd want to play it now, even if you watch the fucking spoilers. But if you do pick it up, then you'll have to let me know and see what you think. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I'll definitely do a couple more. I'd obviously need a couple of like some recommendations really for what there is that I could play. I mean, I'm not completely versed in what's coming up, what is already out that is very like in the same vein, stuff like that. I like doing thoughts on videos for these kind of dialogue videos because they're easy to comment on because I really enjoy them. Whereas in something like I couldn't really just sort of do my thoughts on a Call of Duty, it wouldn't really be that great. I mean, I could still, but obviously I've got to complete the games for me to give my thoughts on. But anyway, yeah, if you liked it, let me know, and I'll see you next time.